Hi, Steve here. I want you to listen to Dr. Sharon Goldberg give her testimony before a congressional hearing on wireless radiation and the biological effects it's having on all of us.
I'm Sharon Goldberg. I'm an internal medicine physician. I've practiced medicine for 21 years, and my background is mostly academic, internal medicine, hospital-based, clinical research, and medical education. I am going to skip many of the things I wanted to say because I didn't realize it was only 5 minutes. Wireless radiation has biological effects, period. This is no longer a subject for debate when you look at PubMed and the peer-reviewed literature. These effects are seen in all life forms: plants, animals, insects, microbes. In humans, we have clear evidence of cancer now. There is no question. We have evidence of DNA damage, cardiomyopathy, which is the precursor of congestive heart failure, neuropsychiatric effects. So 5G is not a conversation about whether or not these biological effects exist. They clearly do. 5G is a conversation about unsustainable healthcare expenditures.
The only problem with this poor doctor is that she doesn't understand that this world is really ruled by the prince of the power of the air and the Luciferians who control this world system. I wish she knew that. She went before this congressional hearing because she obviously is a concerned and intelligent doctor. She cares about people and apparently the costs occurring, and she wants to stop the harmful effects of what she knows to be factually damaging to us. She's obviously well qualified and educated.
Why do I say this? We've been sitting on the evidence for EMR and chronic disease for decades.
Let's stop and think about what she just said. We've been sitting on the evidence for EMR and chronic disease for decades. And now we're seeing all these epidemics appearing. What she just said should open your eyes to the fact that the people who control the information, they know these things, but they don't care.
And now we are seeing all these epidemics appearing. So diabetes is the first epidemic. I think most of you know the statistics. They're very scary. 1 in 3 American children will become diabetic in their lifetime, and if they're Hispanic females, the number is 1 in 2. Okay. So what does this have to do with wireless radiation? Wireless radiation and other electromagnetic fields, such as magnetic fields and dirty electricity, have been clearly associated with elevated blood sugar and diabetes. That is what the peer-reviewed literature says. It is not opinion.
Are you hearing what this internal doctor of medicine and university professor is saying? The more cell towers and more magnetic energy that's directed around where we live and work is going to continue to cause serious health issues across the country.
The closer you live to a cell tower, the higher your blood glucose. That is based on hemoglobin A1C measurements. So the idea with small cells of putting the cells closer to people's homes and bedrooms scientifically is very dangerous. And from an economic perspective, it's dangerous.
She says the closer you live to a cell tower, the higher your blood glucose. That's based on hemoglobin A1C measurements. So the idea with small cells of putting the cells closer to people's homes and bedrooms scientifically is very dangerous. And they want to come out with a 5G.
So the idea with small cells of putting the cells closer to people's homes and bedrooms scientifically is very dangerous. And from an economic perspective, it's dangerous. And you may not know this. I was shocked to find this out. But the way you create a model of diabetes in rats in the lab is by exposing them to 2.4 gigahertz. And this is not for long-term exposure.
Dr. Goldberg said that rats exposed to 2.4 gigahertz for short term become diabetic. Guess what our routers put out? We're exposed to 2.4 gigahertz sometimes for hours every day.
The other epidemics that clearly link from the science with electromagnetic radiation are related to mental health. And this is straight from PubMed. This isn't my opinion. This is science.
Dr.
Okay?
Goldberg, for those of us who aren't physicians, what is PubMed?
It's just it's our National Library of Medicine. This is where you would go. This is just the peer-reviewed literature. So we have 3 epidemics that clearly, they're essentially one epidemic. We have deterioration of mental health in the United States. And if you look really at the science, what does it show? And these epidemics are our suicide epidemic, epidemics in shootings and the opioid epidemic. And I don't have 5 minutes is not the time to talk about this. This is in the peer-reviewed literature. I have a file to submit for the record, but these are facts. These are things that have just been glossed over by the wireless industry, and I really don't have time to talk about them in 5 minutes. I wish I did.
She says these epidemics are clearly linked from the science with electromagnetic radiation and are related to mental health. And this is straight from our National Library of Medicine. Maybe now we have an idea of where all this insanity is coming from. She is literally saying we have an epidemic of mental health because of electromagnetic radiation.
Our suicide epidemic, shootings, and the opioid epidemic. This is in the peer-reviewed literature. I have a file to submit for the record, but these are facts. These are things that have just been glossed over by the wireless industry, and I really don't have time to talk about them in 5 minutes. I wish I did.
Do you hear what she's saying? She's telling us that we're experiencing a suicide epidemic. Epidemics in violent crime and the opioid epidemic, all due to electromagnetic radiation. The wireless industry continues to cover up the facts because of the billions and billions of dollars they make from destroying our health. Our exposure to electromagnetic force and radiation is killing millions of people. Dr. Goldberg states that there are 4 kinds of electromagnetic fields that we know are harmful to human health.
There are 4 kinds of electromagnetic fields that we know are harmful to human health. So radio frequency radiation, magnetic fields, dirty electricity, and electric fields, okay? Our exposure, any given person, and all humans are affected by EMFs. Our given exposure has nothing to do with the research that my colleagues are going to cite with the National Toxicology Program. That is an assessment of the risk of 1 cell phone in the near field.
Radio frequency radiation, magnetic fields, dirty electricity, and electric. She points out that the way they cover up the real dangers is by talking about using 1 cell phone. But it's not just exposure in a day. It's not just a cell phone. It's cell phones, it's multiple wireless networks, it's smart meters, it's cell towers. It's this sandwich, and it all adds up.
What is our exposure in a day? It's not 1 cell phone. It's cell phones, it's multiple wireless networks, it's smart meters, it's cell towers. It's this sandwich, and it all adds up. And I feel that it's irresponsible to be even talking about the Internet of Things and rolling out a new untested technology when we're not even measuring what are our current exposures from the current networks.
She said, I feel that it's irresponsible to even be talking about the Internet of Things and rolling out a new untested technology like 5G when we're not even measuring what our current exposures are from the current networks. I hate to break the news to you, but they're rolling out 5G in several cities across America right now. They've already done it. They're not asking what we think. They're not asking our permission. They're only building it up as if it will be the fastest and most wonderful technology for you to enjoy in your homes.
Are you ready to take your Wi-Fi to the next level? Then you need Xfinity XFi, a more powerful way to stay connected. It gives you super fast speeds for all your devices. Wi-Fi coverage that leaves no room behind, and lets you control your network with the XFi app. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience. Xfinity XFi. Simple, easy, awesome.
This is exactly what the Luciferians and evil men and women who control this world think and act like. Just buy into whatever we sell you, believe whatever we tell you, and don't question anything. We'll create the illusion and help you to stay in your false paradigm if you just believe us when we lie to you again and again and again. Don't even believe what you see. They've got so many people doubting chemtrails and the geoengineering they can see with their own 2 eyes. They treat us just like the great wizard in The Wizard of Oz.
Do you presume to criticize the great Oz? You ungrateful creatures think yourselves lucky that I'm giving you audience tomorrow instead of 20 years from now. Oh, the great Oz has spoken. Oh. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. The great and Oz has spoken.
Imagine what will happen if the majority of us listen to these scientific facts that Dr. Goldberg presented and refuse to accept the new 5G technology. And maybe keep our cell phones away from our heads, and if we live near a cell tower, maybe move away from it. When we don't know the truth, we're only ignorant. But when we know the truth and we just don't care, we're just plain stupid. Think about it. Hi, Steve here. I just wanted to take a minute to say a very, very sincere thank you to all of you who support Think About It. I would not be able to do this without your help and your support. So consider yourself just as much a part of what I'm doing as me doing what I'm doing. We're in this together, and as long as I'm able, I will stay on the platforms I'm on until the time comes when I'm removed. I want to remind you of the websites at thinkaboutit.online and thinkaboutit.news. These are our websites, and if all else fails, hopefully, we'll still be able to communicate through these websites. Just about 30% of all my YouTube videos are automatically demonetized, and they're demonetized before I even publish them. So what that means is that as soon as they're uploaded to YouTube, their algorithms analyze the videos and determine whether or not they're advertiser friendly. Obviously, they don't think a third of my videos are. And for people that can't handle the truth or don't want to hear the truth, they're probably right. I shared with you before about another video platform that I'm uploading to. Because of legal challenges and potential lawsuits and battles later on, they've changed their name from Real Video to brighteon.com. The link to the channel is below in the description box, as well as all the other links to everything else. If you're looking for 100% quality natural health products, please visit the thinkaboutit.news or thinkaboutit.online websites and take advantage of any of these products that you believe will be of benefit to you and your family. Okay, that's really all I need to say, except I want you to know how much I appreciate all of you. Sometimes I get an email from someone who says, I really want to help, but I don't have any money. I don't want you to feel bad because you can't afford to support me. Instead, you can support me by sharing the videos with your friends and family. I've said it before in the past, and I want to say it again. I do not want anyone sacrificing out of their family budget and their needs to support me. I believe there are enough people that can easily afford to help me and believe in getting the truth out on a consistent basis. We're all on this earth together at this time, and we should all be doing what we can at whatever level we can to get the truth out. None of us know what tomorrow will bring, but if we're ready to face tomorrow, it doesn't matter. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your prayers. I really appreciate you. And I pray God's best for you and your family.